Greetings once again to the Doctor of Ministry scholars here at Regent University School of Divinity. This is your instructor, Dr. Larry Asplund, coming to you at the end of week 6 and the beginning of week 7. As you very well know, we are in the middle of module 3 while wrapping up the work that you all have been doing in module 2. Starting to get a pretty good handle on what it is that we need to be doing together in module 3. So I wanted to be able to come by at the beginning of week 7, do a quick review, but also kind of re-emphasize what it is that we are working on this coming week and the following week together. Week 5 review, that's the one we had just a couple of weeks ago. The week 5 review, which we're just wrapping up now, of course, involved you composing your summary of the literature draft. And this was your first swing through your composition of that document. It's a document that will be a section in your proposal, a very important section. A section that it basically is a report of the all relevant research from the scholarly literature as it pertains to the background for your ministry project. And then you sent that on to me and I provided you with detailed feedback. And that should result in you sending back to me a summary of the literature, a revised document, essentially a second time through that document. I'm anticipating receiving them all from you very quickly now. And I have already been working on them, of course, and happy to do so. Together we will work, and I guarantee that we will have, before we're done, a summary of the literature section that you will be proud of and that you will be happy to send on to Dr. Flynn as an important element in your proposal. And then, of course, that will lead, I will provide you with some additional feedback, which will no doubt be kind of lesser in a way, but that will result in your final summary of the literature document. So that's the process we're working on at this point in time. We will eventually, of course, jump into the very same process when it comes to the BTH Foundation's document. It occurs to me once again, as I have been working together with you with your excellent work, that there is an important aspect of PMIN897 that basically involves preparation to write your dissertation. Obviously, your proposal is very, very important. It's a document that we're going to send on to Dr. Flynn. He will use it as the basis for appointing a chair for you. It doesn't need to be perfect in a sense. However, your dissertation does need to be perfect. If your proposal is, for instance, 30 pages maybe, your dissertation will be a minimum of 125 pages, not counting front matter and back matter. So, as I work together with you, I'm reminded once again of the need in the process for you to master 3 different areas. And of course, you're aware of this. One is Turabian 9th edition. Almost all of the comments I will send you by way of feedback are just repetition of what is in Turabian. So especially, of course, as you know, reviewing Turabian formatting guidelines for footnotes, for bibliographic entries, very, very important. There's no question that in the end it will be extremely important. If your dissertation is not perfect when it comes to all of these picayune areas, it's not going to fly. So it's important to be able to take advantage of our opportunity in 897 to review some of those Turabian issues. Microsoft Word, of course, is very important to be able to master all of the ins and outs, changing, of course, default settings, knowing how to get in behind and doing what needs to be done. There are even special procedures involved for editing footnotes if you ever felt you needed to do that. That's very important. And then, of course, mastering the use of Grammarly, which you will use more with this project than you will for any other. Now listen, if you succeed while we're here, and this is kind of a review experience for you in 897, If you succeed in mastering Turabian 9th edition, Microsoft Word, and Grammarly while we're working on your proposal, it's going to make the writing of your dissertation a lot easier. If you have to go forward and begin to compose those chapters, and finally a very large document, your dissertation, while wrestling with Turabian and Microsoft Word and Grammarly, it's just going to take a lot longer. It's going to be a lot harder. I encourage you to take advantage of the resources I have and am providing for you, and I'll continue. If I can find anything I think that will help you, I will certainly make it available. To be able to review these 3 areas, of course, you know, you're doing an excellent job when it comes to your research. Your writing really is quite good. So a lot of these seem to be, I don't know, secondary formatting, appearance kinds of issues, but in the end they end up being very, very important. And so being able to master them in this process will make the whole process much easier for you. So I suggest that the proposal that you're working on in 897 provides a very good opportunity to prepare to write your dissertation. Module 3 review, of course, in week 6, which we are now coming to the end of. It is all given over to you taking a fresh look at your research notes, possibly supplementing them if you see the need to do so, or maybe even in some feedback I will suggest the need to do so, to organize your research notes related to the BTH Foundation's document that you are then going to be writing. So you're reviewing research notes in week 6, you know, while we're finishing up with the summary, the literature document. Week 7 is coming up. So week 7 will involve the additional step of outlining your notes. And it's kind of easier for us with the BTH Foundations because it comes with a ready-made outline. So you will have 3 major headings: Biblical Foundation, Theological Foundation, Historical Foundation. So you will organize your notes under those headings. And then finally in week 8, by the time we come to the end of week 8, we will want to have you compose your actual biblical, theological, and historical foundations section. And we'll do whatever we need to do to guarantee you have a document that you can be proud of. You will submit a draft. I will send you detailed feedback. You will provide me then with a revision. And if necessary, we'll go on and then polish it up and have a final document. So that's, you know, it's essentially the same process as we have been following with the summary of the literature document. So the week 7 assignment, you're going to finalize your BTH notes, supplementing if you feel the need to do so, and then you will outline those notes. You can use, once again, the literature map, or you can use a standard outline. The examples that are there still are relevant because the outlining process works the same for the BTH Foundations as it did for the summary of the literature document. In fact, once again, I remind you that you have examples of proposals from the summer class that will give you very, very excellent ways of looking at and thinking about all that we're doing together in this class. I suggest that it's possible for you to add 2 or 3 subheadings under each of these 3 headings. I don't think it's absolutely necessary, as you know, when it comes to outlining. Just adding 1 subheading is not really an outline per se. It needs to be at least 2 if you're going to have subheadings under biblical, under theological, under historical. But then ultimately you're going to post your outline with a brief explanation to the discussion board, the week 7 discussion board, and then you will have an opportunity to interact with one another. I'll provide you feedback. This is not really a graded assignment. I'll mark it as complete when it is complete. But I won't provide you any feedback on your BTH Foundations document until you have submitted it in week 8. So building a foundation from the Bible, from theology, from church history, of course, is very, very important for you as a Doctor of Ministry student. Very important in your research process and the writing of your dissertation. We had a detailed discussion of that in our Collaborate session. I have posted both the presentation that I used as well as an audio recording and a video recording by way of YouTube in course resources for that, for Collaborate 3 I called it. And so we looked in detail at the importance of this section of your proposal and ultimately chapter 3 of your dissertation. Another very, very good week. Please be sure to send me your revised summary document as soon as you can. I'll be working together with you on those, and we will in the end have very, very good documents that you can simply copy and paste into your proposal when the time comes. So it's going to be a great week. Be sure to let me know if you have any questions. It is my joy and my delight to serve you this coming week. God bless you, everybody. Just have a great week 7.